I've lived here for almost 23 years, and if you treat people right, people will treat you right. I mean, we've not had any bad issues here in Frankfurt. And I like it here. I don't think I need to move. Mezalick Design Studio. We do stained glass windows, mosaics, ornamental plasterwork, ornamental woodwork, and we also can replicate woodwork. We do signage. It could be as deep as you like. I mean, this one is pretty thick, and it can be made for any company, stores. We make it out of a dense foam, sign foam, and then we can paint on them like these two. It's not a war zone, and one of the ways that we can do that and portray it out is by removing all these gates out from front of all these buildings. Because at 5 o'clock at night, all these gates come down, and it just looks like a war zone. All of them have graffiti, nobody ever cleans them up. And if they weren't there, and there's still security because the cops go up and down here all the time, then it would be fine. But what's happening is that if you notice, the banks don't have gates. And they're the ones that have to have more to have stolen. And everyone up and down Frankfurt, from down on the 4300 block, I guess, all the way up to the almost the 5000 block, they all have these gates, and at 5 o'clock, the gates come down, and anybody driving through after 5 o'clock thinks, ill, you know? Who wants to live here? Who wants to come here to shop? Well, there's a lot of history here, and the L was started so long ago in order to facilitate people to come from Frankfurt all the way down into Center City in a nice fashion. I mean, the L is probably the best thing that ever happened to this area. Otherwise, everybody would have to take buses. And everybody knows that has waited for a bus. If it's stuck in an accident 3 blocks away, you're not going to see that bus for a while. At least the L, you can always get to it. It's never stuck in traffic. It's fast. It's really quiet in light of it all. I mean, it's louder when you're outside, but there's so much history with the L, and it was put up so long ago, and it's a great structure. And when you come to Frankfurt, you know you're in Frankfurt because you're under the L. I like to see the beauty in things, so I appreciate that the L is there. I know it's noisy every once in a while, but I'm glad it's there. It means that it's still very much alive here in Frankfurt. It brings people into Frankfurt, maybe not down the street, but it brings them into Frankfurt for work or for whatever, and then, you know, they still get to see what Frankfurt looks like. And I like for it to look nicer so people want to come through. Our clients are a lot of local people, a lot of local churches. There's a lot of homes in the Frankfurt area that have stained glass, whether it's transoms or over top of their porches. And a lot of times people will call us, or they will take it out and bring it to us, and we'll do the repairs. There's churches. Most of the churches that we do are not all in the Philadelphia area, but there are a lot of homes in this Frankfurt area that need our services. And it's nice that they come to us. And yeah, they're small jobs, but we'll do them because we are in this neighborhood and we want to help the community so that it looks nice. We made this for a skylight in a house, in a home, and it was for someone that was Puerto Rican. And what we did was the Puerto Rican flag, but in designing it, we had the shape of the island of Puerto Rico, and then the flag of Puerto Rico with the white and the red stripes and the blue and the white star, and then all the different kinds of flowers and colors of the flowers from Puerto Rico. There's a lot of churches in this area that are still around, and there's some that are being demolished right as we speak. And there are, in spite of that, there's also a lot of history here from Washington and Betsy Ross. And we had a Jolly Post Inn, which was the hotel where Washington used to stay. I mean, there's a lot of icons here in Frankfurt, including the L. Something significant to history would be nice to see. What happened here during the time of when they were still before the signing of the Declaration of Independence. A lot of people always ask me what there's structures up on top of some of the buildings, and people don't remember that there were water towers at one time where the water had to be stored above you so that the pressure could bring it down. And most of the water towers here in Philadelphia are missing, but the structure that held them up, the steel structures, are still up there. So, and the other day somebody actually asked me what the towers were for, what that piece was for, and I had to tell them, well, it used to be a water tower when there was no water running underneath. So it was interesting. So stuff like that, that's the stuff that nobody knows. And maybe, going through some of the pictorial history, not sure how or what to include, but it would have to be up to whoever's making the mural to bring it and come to life so that when people see it, they can say, oh yeah, look, and this happened and this happened, and, kind of have a little bit of a history line there. I think I want them to make me feel like it's a welcoming community. There's a lot of hardworking people here that have been kind of stomped on for a while, and it'd be nice that they see something a little bit like there's hope, something uplifting, something that they can look forward to, because people need to look forward to things. I've been here for a long time. We travel a lot, and when we come back, I'm actually glad to be home. Frankfurt is home.